What's good? What's good? How's everybody doing? Finally back with our first Avenger stream in a while. I know it's definitely been a minute. I had some stuff going on IRL that I've been dealing with, but we finally made it back to Avengers somewhat. Although we don't have a lot to talk about in the way of like new and exciting news for the game. They have been radio silent for a while now, and the last time we actually got meaningful news from Avengers was back in September, the middle of September to be specific. But what's going on, everybody? Assault Gaming, Mookie, FNA, John, Zachary. My name's Tito, James, Corey, Jeremiah, Chosen, Pepper LePew. How's everybody doing? Definitely glad to be back. We'll definitely be getting back into the swing of things with Avengers, as well as still throwing a little, Gotham Knights in there where we can. What's good, 89? Yeah, well, it's morning for you. It's evening for me. It's almost 1 o'clock over here. Zach, I'm definitely glad to be back. I did a late stream yesterday. I tried to do one a little earlier in the day, but life got in the way, so I had to push that back. But I appreciate everybody who came through and hung out for a bit last night. The stream ended up crashing for some reason, but we push for it. How we do it over here. What's good, Cosmic Wolf? Win Chef. Assault Gaming. What's good, bro? Like I said, appreciate everybody, and we are, talking today about what's going on with Avengers. What's going on with the current state of the game, like where are things going, for this year and beyond. All of that good stuff that people have been speculating about, talking about things like that. Like as you can see on the screen, the last time we got a meaningful update outside of skin promotions and things like that was back in September on the 15th when they announced the release date for No Rest for the Wicked and the Hero Buffs update that came in patch 2.6. They dropped a patch note for that, and then the day before it released, we got the trailer for the new villain sector. And since then, it has pretty much been radio silence. Like no developer streams, no new blog updates, nothing of meaningful communication since then. And if you've been following the game for a while, that's pretty much par for the course when it comes to communication. But we are heading into November, and the word is currently that's floating behind the scenes is they're nearing a update, soon. Soon. I know it's pretty much a joke, with the community at this point, but apparently they are building up to a news drop. It's some word going around about I guess news coming out about what's coming post 2.7, so what's going to be coming in 2.8. What's good, Daxus? How you doing, bro? Lauren, I think Avengers will be shutting down 2023. You can take that statement and apply any year prior to 2022, and that's pretty much the standard at this point. Everybody always thinks the game is dying. What's good, Arian? I'm good, bro. Trying to do better every day. Just happy to be back as it is. But yeah, everybody thinks the game is done, especially during these patches where they're not really communicating much. That's always like the testing point for the community. Like people get extra salty around those periods of time where there's no communication, no real update news and things like that. So it's like they announced that Winter Soldier was coming in 2.7 back in August. They announced the release date for 2.6 in September, and then from then we have heard nothing, and it's not unexpected. Like I don't believe many people were under the impression that we were going to get like any major news in October. but just because of you got Gotham Knights, they were going to be building up to their promotion for the launch and everything. So I think they pretty much were just kind of being respectful of that, and not trying to compete head on, because they know people are going to go to other games for a while and explore that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're gonna if you really like the game, you're gonna get that itch to go back to it at some point, and hopefully by the time that comes around, they have something new for you to enjoy. I think that's pretty much the mindset, for the development team behind Avengers. What's good, Trayvon? How you doing, man? Hope you've been having a good week so far. Communication is key. Like, it's no different with game companies. Yeah. Like I said, I think marketing and branding is the area they probably need to improve in the most, because I understand not communicating when there isn't much to communicate, but just kind of keeping your finger on the pulse for the game, kind of with small updates, small teases, and things like that. I think stuff like that could go a very long way with just keeping the community engaged outside of promoting new skins for every week. Beyond this cast, you think 2.7 is December? It very well could be. Like, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. The logic we were using to justify predicting it would come in November was because we know that they're going to be on vacation. They're going to be going on vacation in December. So they are definitely going to get out of there at some point. So the idea last year, we got the Raid and Spider-Man on November 30th. So the very end of November, they dropped the Raid, and then the team went on vacation for December with a few team members staying behind to work on patch updates and things like that, because as we all know, the Raid didn't drop in the best condition for stability. So they had a few people stay behind to work out a small patch update to kind of smooth out some of the bugs. But outside of that, the team, the majority of the team will be going on in a decent break starting in December. And that's par for the course. They work all year round. That's just a part of any career field. You should get time off. You should get vacation days and things like that. So that's why most of us who are familiar with the game, familiar with the process they go through with releasing content, I still think he's going to be the content is going to come in November. I think they are just holding news close to the chest, because as we've seen, they clearly have a leak, or someone who's leaking information inside the team. So it's like, I think they're being a little more strategic with releasing information, just to kind of keep a lid on what gets out, when they want it to. New team, new publisher, just give them some time. Yeah, I think they're still, working out some things. We might actually be getting some news from the publisher soon. They announced the acquisition completion back in August. So, was that? I think it might have been. I believe it was August or September. So it's like October, November. Would have been the time for them to do their next quarterly meeting or report for quarter two, which is the quarter in which Crystal Dynamics and the other studios were acquired from Square Enix. So if you checked out Embracer Group's latest or their last quarterly report for quarter one, I know a lot of people went there looking for news about Avengers, but their quarter two report would probably be the place where you'll probably get some insight into what's going on with their different projects that they picked up through that acquisition. What's happening to She-Hulk? Is she coming? So there's officially no official word on She-Hulk or the status of She-Hulk. Miller has came out and said some things about her current status behind the scenes, but given the fact that most people are under the impression that the developers themselves have promised or confirmed She-Hulk, I don't want to speculate on that. Really, I don't think she's been canceled. I just don't. I don't. I think they're trying. Like I said, I think they're trying to be a little more strategic with what they do and when they do things. What my girl She-Hulk at? Like I said, I'll tell you what you know definitively about She-Hulk. You know that there are voice lines that have been released, with characters addressing She-Hulk, both as She-Hulk and as Jennifer Walters. Um, the the voice actress, was unofficially confirmed, by a tweet from Miller that she interacted with, and unknowingly kind of confirmed, for the community that she was indeed the voice actress for She-Hulk. Which, if you've been following her, like following her interviews and stuff like that for like the past year, she's made hints at that. She couldn't come out and say it officially because she's still under NDA, but she has, mentioned that she's working on another superhero game doing voice work. And this was around the time she was promoting, doing her character for Gotham Knight. She did one of the detective voices. I think her name's Montoya, Detective Montoya. That's the character she voices in Gotham Knights. Does a great job, by the way, and she, like I said, it's nothing they can move forward with officially right now. They still haven't even got the Winter Soldier officially launched, so it's like you're not going to get news on She-Hulk unless she's going to be a part of 2.8 and they, give us an update on what's coming after 2.7 in the next blog update. So if that would be the place that we would get news about She-Hulk if she's a part of their plans for 2.8, which I don't believe she is. And that's not to say she's not coming at all. I just don't think she's in their immediate plans, post Bucky. Ultron, maybe. From what I've heard, Ultron, he is being saved for something bigger, I guess. I know initially speculation was that he would be tied to She-Hulk's story, but since they're moving things in a different direction with story content and hero content and things like that, it's sounding like Ultron, whenever he is released, is being saved for something a little bigger than a hero drop or being tied into a hero story. What's with the traversal update? That's what I'm saying. We don't know. We haven't heard any new major news since September the 15th. We got the 2.6 update on September 20th, but since then we've only had skin updates. So they've been dropping dope skin after dope skin. We've been getting the event rotations as usual, but outside of skins and marketing for skin, there has been no real meaningful content or meaningful updates about content that's coming. And we got 2.6 2.6.1, the patch note update on the 11, but I wouldn't really quantify that as major news. And what's up, Pewter, bro? I've been reading what you've been posting, but I forgot. My man's all over the place, bro. I'm just kind of getting back into the flow of streaming. Shout out to Pewter Odin, bro. One of the most supportive people, in the Avengers community, and he's rubbing elbows with some of the people behind the scenes who work on this game. So Pewter knows this stuff, as well as mostly anybody. Bro, they got to get you in that creator program. Like, if anybody should have been in the creator program, I definitely feel like you should have had a spot in there by now. What's good, Arkham Down 27? And what's up, Lila? What's up, everybody who's just popping into the stream? If you guys can, I forgot to say it at the top of the stream. If you just popped in and you want to support the channel, make sure to drop a like on the stream. That always helps and supports, and I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, like they've been killing it with the skins. I know they kind of fumbled with this one. The community kind of gave them a bit of backlash about this, calling it the Secret Empire skin. But they've been hitting on the skins reveals every week. You got the Gladiator Captain America last week, and I got a video dropping later today talking about what we could possibly be getting for Halloween if they do decide to give us a Halloween skin this week, because this is the final week of October for them to do an update. So next week update, we'll be in a new month. We'll be getting a new shipment scan and all of that good stuff. So like I said, they took a nice little break. So from between September and now, we haven't had any meaningful news, but that doesn't mean the game shutting down. That doesn't mean they're dying. They're working. They're working behind the scenes. They're still testing and play testing Clone and Lab and the Winter Soldier, and I think they're gearing up to hit us over the head with some exciting news, and that's how they want it. Like they know, they can't sustain, hype continually, every day, all day, month in, month out. So it's like when they do communicate something, they want it to be, something that's really exciting, that's going to get people talking, that's going to have players looking forward to it and everything like that. It's just, it's only so often they can do that. And, it's like, I get it. I, I'm with you where I say I wish communication and marketing was better. Like, there's a ton of ideas I have about what they could do better branding wise and marketing wise, but ultimately that's up to them and the team. What's good, Chris? How you been? I've fully fallen off the Avengers train. Been playing Cyberpunk so much. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you really like the game, you'll be back. And that's the beauty of it being a live service game. It's like you can return to it whenever you find time or you get that itch, or they come out with some content that really appeals to you. So it's like I get it 100%. Um, what was I about to say? But yeah, they know you want news on the Winter Soldier. They know we're looking for the next big thing and things like that. And it's like they're working on it. The marketing for this game has never been the best or the highest quality. What's up, Abstract? How you doing, bro? And what's up, Meepa? But yeah, it's like, they know a lot of people are playing Gotham Knights right now. A lot of people are playing other games. Like I've been playing other stuff. I've been playing Gotham Knights. I've been playing Elden Ring. While I haven't played Avengers in a couple days, but it's like you can come back to it whenever you want to. That's the good thing about the game. Yeah, I'll be back on the game soon. I just got extra burnt out last time I played. Yeah, it's like it's not a game that you can play every day. Like honestly, it just isn't designed that way. Like, um, honestly, most games nowadays, you're gonna get burnt out if you're sitting up playing it every day. But if you take a step away, go enjoy something else, and then you're like, hey, you know what? I feel like running around with Captain America. Or I feel like playing with the Hulk. What's good, KBT? What's good, all hands? Yeah, that's Uncle Cash back, bro. Like I said, I'm just doing a quick stream, trying to give you some insight into what's going on. So again, there the word behind the scenes is soon. Soon you'll get some news on what's going on, what's coming, and things like that. So they can't say much officially because they are in bed with Marvel, and Marvel, they like to keep things nice, tight, and specific, and they want to be very concise with their messaging and things like that. And you just got what do we just got the Ant-Man trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So it's like like I said, we never know. We never really know what's going on, and ultimately that's the position they want you in. They want you to be caught off guard when they do a news drop and things like that. Do you think the combat is better in comparison with Gotham Knights? Yeah, I think combat. While I think they did a lot of interesting things with combat in Gotham Knights, I feel like Avengers is a lot more free flowing. Like Gotham Knights can feel stiff in some ways. Like it's very specific. There's a very specific way you have to play with those characters. Where with Avengers, it's a little more free flowing. So you can run around. You're not tied down to one enemy specifically at a time. It's I I don't want to say prefer, but I do feel like Avengers, combat was something they really strived to set a standard with in Avengers, and they had some of the best people in the industry working on that. So it's like Avengers definitely did their thing when it comes to combat, and that's one of the things that keeps people around, keeps people coming back. Can I make an MK11 video? I bro, it's like I mess with Mortal Kombat. I wasn't too big on Mortal Kombat 11. Like I enjoyed the story. It's just like nah, I haven't been there with Mortal Kombat that heavy in a while. Lila snoozing until we get an update. I feel you. I feel you. That's like I said. That's Avengers in a nutshell. I think I think they could do more with developer streams and like developer communication and stuff like that. So, an idea that I was having, I think earlier today, about the weekly skins, how they do promotion for that. So the way they've been doing it lately is the creators who are in the creator program, they get early access to the weekly skins a day early, and they get to show off, they get to make videos and shorts and all of that stuff. They get to take photos and all of that, and that's fine. But I feel like a stronger use of that marketing and time would be a short developer stream. So maybe 30 minutes to an hour where the developers are talking, they're showcasing the new skin, and they're fielding questions. So, yes, I know they're not going to be answering questions about like when is Doctor Strange coming, when is She-Hulk coming. They're not going to talk about anything they can't speak on officially, but there are questions they can answer, and that little bit of communication would go a long way. Just that interaction with the community, and you can go as far as playing with your content creator. So you pick one content creator every week to team up with a developer, have them on stream, and then they get to take a few questions. It doesn't have to be long. Like I said, 30 minutes to an hour would be enough. So you're generating hype for the new skin that's coming that week. You get to answer a few questions. You can maybe tease some things, tease something about a skin that's coming up soon or something like that. It's so many things you could do with that, that I just feel like they're not taking full advantage of. And again, it's like that's something I hope they get better with and improve on in the future. But as it stands, they have a lot of room to improve. Is ultimately what I'm saying. What's good, NBA Dreams? How you doing, bro? Um, Appreciate everybody coming through. And again, like I said, if you haven't already, if you can drop a like on the stream, that definitely helps support the channel. And I definitely appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me. Talking Avengers, the game we all love and hope, continues to get better and continues to grow and things like that. So, I think the team, I really hope that they continue to learn and, positively, interact with the community, because it's like, what's up, Jorge? The people who have been holding the game down the longest, especially since day one, is like, they just like to feel seen. They want to feel heard, and they want to feel like they're being valued as a player. Because this year, a lot of the focus and a lot of the intent has been going towards keeping newer players happy and engaged, while the veteran players, they give you a bone, in each update. So, like the latest update, the new villain sector, that was more so geared towards people who really thrive on story content and new players, while the veteran players, you got cool hero buffs. So all of your heroes should feel a lot better after that update, and that was for you. But most of the updates, with the exception of patch 2.4, that was geared towards, reworking the events for everybody to make them more meaningful. Most of this stuff is just kind of geared towards players who are new to the game. So people who've been playing the game, who've been playing with Thor, for the longest, they may not have been as impressed with Jane Foster as someone new to the game was. So it's like doing little things to just make sure your veteran players are seen and acknowledged. I feel like that would go a long way, and just giving them little interactions. So everybody doesn't follow Twitter. Everybody isn't on Twitter. Everybody doesn't follow the official Discord. So YouTube and Twitch are some of the biggest platforms, for both gaming and content interaction. And I feel like taking advantage of those spaces would go a long way with giving the community the kind of engagement they're looking for. So I get you don't have any major news, that you can share, during that time of October, but a couple of dev streams would have, could really help with the game's perception and maintaining positivity about the game and the community. What's good, Capte? What's good, nephew? I'm on Avenger stomping on the beat with Hulk. I know where you live, bro. You live in Avengers. I see you there all the time. We need an Iron Man VR suit. Bucky is coming the same date. Ragnarok Sonic game. I doubt it. Like I said, they know when other games are coming. They know what the marketing is around other games and things like that. So I think they're being pretty strategic with that. And it's like if Bucky's coming in November, it'll be at the end of the month. God of War isn't coming at the end of the month, so it's like they'll have a date to themselves for that update. Do we get a date on the Winter Soldier? Not yet. That's why I have their Twitter pulled up because since September the 15th, we haven't had any meaningful content update news about what's coming post patch 2.6. We got the No Rest for the Wicked trailer the day before it dropped on the 20th, and they announced on the 15th that it would be coming on the 20th. So those were your last big update, communication updates from the development team. Marvel Avengers has been so dry with content, and No Rest for the Wicked was so terrible it didn't even make sense. Like, how can you say that is good content? I mean, it's about the purpose that it serves. So it's like, again, if you've been playing this game from day one, No Rest for the Wicked was not going to hold you in any capacity because of the way we play the game. So a lot of people right now are waiting for Cloning Labs to drop just so they can blow through that content. They want to see how fast they can get it. They want to see how fast they can figure everything out. They want to see how fast they can defeat MODOK. And once they do that, it's from there we get right to the criticism. So what did they do wrong? What could they have done better? It's never, that was fun, I enjoyed it. It didn't take that long. It wasn't that hard. They need to do more. What's next? That's pretty much the conversation surrounding Avengers in general. And, the development team, they know that. Whenever they release a new hero, they know they're going to get hit with oh, it's just a clone, it's an echo, all of this stuff. So it's like, they know they're kind of up against the gun when it comes to public perception with the game. And that's why I keep, campaigning for just stronger marketing, stronger marketing tactics, stronger branding tactics, things like that. I felt like would really kind of get this game out of the doghouse as far as public perception. What's good, Lawrence? What did you miss? Nothing much. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys, the timeline of when we actually got news last about Avengers that was meaningful, and that was back in September on the 15th. Since then, we only have the tease behind the scenes of news is coming soon. So that's pretty much it. That's basically the word on the streets about Avengers. News is coming soon, and that if you've been following the game, that can mean anything. Soon can be tomorrow. Soon can be a month from now. Soon can be later this year. You never know. You never really know with this game what's going on, and that's both a gift and a curse. Because when you don't know, there's room for them to surprise you, but that's also a long period in time where you're not really doing anything. There's not much to talk about. There's not much to see. There's not much to do. So it's like you kind of lose that hype and appeal you have for the game, and you wander off and do other things. And some people don't want to come back. Some people are like, you know what, I'm good. I don't like the long stretches of no communication. I don't like the long stretches of lacking of content and things like that. And when we do get content, it's not always meaningful. So it's like, some people are, just kind of accepting the fact of what Avengers is. Like, I know some people are really holding out hope for like a massive turnaround and like a really big overhaul to how they do things behind the scenes and how they deliver content, how they communicate content. Dr. Shane with the sub, appreciate that. Thank you for becoming an Avenger. But yeah, it's like, I'm telling you, like, if you make peace with what this game is and what this game isn't, you will be a lot better off, and you won't stress the details as much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody wants content for this game. Everybody wants something new. Everybody is waiting for a specific hero. So the people who were waiting on Bucky, they're about to eat because that's a hero that they were specifically waiting on. And then the people who are waiting on Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, Falcon, you name them, Vision, whoever, you're holding out hope that we, get around to those characters at a decent pace. So it's like, you want new villains, you want new content, you want something fun to do, and you're bearing with them during these periods of time, hoping that, we get there a little sooner. And, when you go long stretches of not actually hearing anything, you start to lose faith a little bit. You start to, doubt where the game is going, or doubt the team's ability to deliver the things you've been hoping and waiting for. So it's like, I get it. What's good, T'Challa? How you been, bro? Hope things are better. Yeah, like I said, it's, you know the vibes, bro. You got to take it one day at a time. And I've been wanting to get back into talking about Avengers. I took a couple of days off. I tried to stream last night, but I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. And like I said, I got videos up my sleeve, and I got more streams and things planned. So we'll definitely be back in the mix going forward. We're getting back into ramping up. I made peace with this game after Jane dropped, but AR Central, Winter Soldier Central, gonna have me putting bots in it. Yeah, it's like my best advice for people who are burnt out on this game is just play something else. Play something that you enjoy, not something that you're gonna hate play, or you're gonna be super critical of. Go play something that you actually enjoy. So if you really dig Fortnite, go run around in Fortnite for a while. Go enjoy. We got Gotham Knights just dropped, but you got God of War right around the corner. You got Sonic Frontiers. There are other games. Like if you don't mind a game that challenges you a bit, go check out Elden Ring. That is a massive game with beautiful environments, interesting design, enemies and things like that. I've been having a ton of fun with Elden Ring. I just kind of slowed down on that. I've been exploring Gotham Knights a lot this week, but you're a video gamer, bro. Like, you play the game. You play video games. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. And, Avengers right now is just not in the position to sustain hype and, content the way people want them to. Vitor Augusto with the sub, but thank you. Thank you so much for becoming an Avenger. Call of Duty on the 28th. Hey, go get your toxic on. You know what I'm saying? If you want to slide around and lose your mind over, shooting people and getting shot in Call of Duty, if that's therapeutic for you, do your thing. Team up with your homies and go get that done. And I play games to escape, from, real world problems, or just, day-to-day stress, mental stress and stuff like that. So it's like, that's why I play the game. That's why I'm okay with, playing Avengers, because I actually enjoy playing the game. And again, it's like, I understand there's people behind the scenes who are working hard to get the game to a place we all want it to be. It's just going to be a process. And, you never know. You just don't know what's going to be happening with that. But, that new content is coming. They've announced it. I can pull it up for you right here. They announced it. They announced this dude is coming. They announced, you got a new cloning lab Omega level threat mission coming. So we got content coming. Yeah, it'll be coming later this year. We don't know it. We don't know a date. We don't know the hour. We don't know none of that. We just know it's coming. And it's like, in the meantime, do what you love. Go play video games. Go outside. We got new movies dropping. Black Adam just hit theaters. You got Black Panther: Wakanda Forever coming in about a week. So it's like you got stuff to do. Avengers is gonna be there. That's the best thing I can say about the game is just gonna be there. When you get tired of it, you can put it down, and when you get that itch to come back, you can come right back to it. That's the beauty of it being live service. There's gonna be more content. Like Gotham Knights, they have new content coming. They also have content coming at the end of November, on November 29th. What's up, Elder Mark? Glad to see non-negative channel. Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's enough negativity on the internet as it is. I'll be fair with anything, and I'll be objective about it. Like, I enjoy Gotham Knights. It's not a perfect game. I didn't go into it looking for a perfect game, but it is fun. I did have fun. It is fun playing with the different characters. It is fun, roaming around Gotham and things like that. Same with Avengers. I really enjoy Avengers. I enjoy playing and learning each hero's, move sets and things like that. It's a dope game. It's not a perfect game, but it has come a long way. but they still have a long way to go before they're going to be pleasing to the masses in general. What's good, Shaq West? What's good, Karen? And Dr. Shane, again, appreciate you subbing, bro. Appreciate that. Some people say they are disappointed because Bucky Barnes won't be able to do cloning labs immediately. I get that. It's like I said, I think he's tied into it somehow. So it's like we still don't really know how that's going to be handled or how that's going to be presented. So it's like I'm hesitant to kind of criticize them on that when I don't really have the details. Like we don't know how that's going to work out. We just don't. We don't know if he's just because it kind of doesn't make sense, from the outside to be like, okay, he's going to be tied into a mode that people won't actually even be able to play with him in for weeks. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know, how they're planning to handle that. Maybe they go against the grain and they actually let you play with Bucky in cloning labs, ahead of that. Or he could just be a NPC running around with you to do things in cloning labs, which is going to be odd when you're playing with him yourself in cloning labs. So it's like we just don't know. I can't even conceptualize how they're going to handle that because we don't have much details on it. We don't have much to go on. The male action, what's up, bro? How you doing? Doesn't bother me. Yeah, it's like like I said, I'm just looking forward to playing with them. So whenever I can get in the cloning lab with them, it'll be there. It's not going anywhere. But for the people who want to run straight in there, with them day one, it's like I get it. It's not like you're gonna be able to cut the game on, go to Bucky and just throw them right in the cloning labs. Anyway, it's like you got to level them up, and it's gated at 175 for a reason. It's supposed to be the next big, difficult content, for players to challenge themselves with and experience. So it's like, you kind of got to meet them halfway. Like I get what they're trying to do. I still don't see the full vision for what they're trying to execute with Bucky and the cloning lab. So it's like I'm just trusting the process at this point. I really don't know, how they're gonna handle that. Cloning Labs only 175 power level. Yeah, so they're going to be raising the power level cap. You're going to get gear that puts you above 175. Once you complete Cloning Lab. Most people aren't happy with multiplayer content anyway. Like a lot of people don't even like to engage with that. They find matchmaking hard or difficult. They don't like being forced to play multiplayer for different things. So it's like you can just play with Bucky. Like you don't have to even go into Cloning Lab. You don't have to experience that at all. Like it's weird, and that's the boat you get in when you're trying to please everybody. So it's like there are going to be very few decisions they make with this game that will be appealing to everybody across the board, and you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. Can't wait to play Marvel Midnight Suns. I love turn-based games. Just happy to see Midnight Suns finally getting the spotlight. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of dope marketing with Midnight Suns as well. Like you got Deadpool, obviously doing some marketing with him. Like their marketing with Deadpool ahead of the release of the official game has been amazing. Like that has been like genius marketing, and it's like they've used Deadpool to tease that Storm is coming to the game. I think they've teased Moon Knight, and I think I saw something about T'Challa being teased. So it's like their marketing is everything. Marketing can make or break your game. Marketing can change the whole narrative surrounding your game. It's like marketing is what you do. I just wish, I really wish we get something like that with Avengers, at some point. Just like cool marketing, like Marvel Snap, the Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury promo that they did for Marvel Snap, genius. I don't know why Avengers doesn't have access to them kind of favors, bro. Like something, just do something of that level, like of that magnitude. Just give us something. That's ultimately all I'm saying. Like do more to appeal to a wider audience outside of talking to Paul Tassi and IGN, like people who both clearly they're not the biggest fans of Avengers at all, like by no stretch of the imagination. Like Paul has been more fair in the past than IGN, but still is like, just positive marketing. Somebody who doesn't have a bias against you, and something that would really build hype and anticipation for the game overall, and just pull in a bigger audience overall. Without the negativity, without the negative press, and all of that stuff. Marvel's Avengers is so dry, and the only way they're going to get their player base back is Bucky. Like I said, the player base comes and goes. It's a video game. Like, Call of Duty doesn't have everybody plays that, they get something out of it, and then when they get burnt out on that, they move on. They go do something else. People who stream Call of Duty move on to something else, or they play something else from time to time. It's like, the most massive games, the most fun games, you're going to get burnt out on. They can't deliver content every day. They're not dropping content every week. So it's like, you do what you can with what you got. And it's like Avengers, yes, you haven't gotten anything since September, and what you got in September wasn't the best thing ever. And now all you know is that you have something else coming around the corner that you're hoping is going to hold you off a little longer. But if you blow through content, if your goal with new content in this game is to just do everything as fast as you can, that's on you, because you're not going to get something else the next month. You don't know when you're going to get something else. So it's like, to blow through everything as fast as you can in this game, that's not the best decision. But it's like, I get it. People, you want to stream, you want to be the first to stream things, you want to be the first to show off builds and stuff like that. So it's like, for those kind of people, I get it. But, you're also putting yourself in a bad position as far as long-term, sustainability with wanting to play this game every day, because there's only so much you can do. Most of the missions they offer, aren't rewarding, in the sense that, it's like, okay, well, yeah, let me go do this war zone over here because I'm going to get really good gear. It's like, you're not really getting good gear. You're not being challenged, by the enemies or anything like that. So it's like, it's only so much the game can do. It's only so much you can do with the game. So it's like, that's on us as players. It's like, you kind of got to pace it with this game. And again, taking breaks, going to play something else is one of the best things you can do for yourself and for your mental with being burnt out on this game. Trying to force it is only going to make you be, just kind of salty and upset. When the game first came out, it was marketed all over. Marketing and good marketing is two different things, though. They did some marketing, it just wasn't the best. Gotham Knights, they did some really good marketing. Gotham Knights was doing amazing with marketing right until they got to the finish line and tripped over their shoes with the whole 30 FPS controversy. But it's still, like I said, that's the nature of the beast. Am I gonna play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? No, I haven't played. I played Modern Warfare, but I stepped back from Call of Duty. Like, I haven't played Call of Duty hardcore in a while. Gotham makes Avengers look good. As Addison with the sub. Thank you. I think both games look good. Honestly, and I have a comparison video for Gotham Knights coming up. I'm going to be comparing that to the Arkham games, Marvel's Avengers, Marvel's Spider-Man, and some other stuff, because it has elements of all of those things. And, like, Gotham Knights does a lot of things that I personally wanted to see done with Avengers. Like, when it comes to cosmetics, everything isn't tied to, as in, just one mesh. You can, change your cows, you can change your suit color, you can change your gloves, you can change your guns, you can just the cosmetic variety that's offered in Gotham Knights is something I think Marvel's Avengers could have benefited from massively if it was a part of their initial vision for bringing the game. Whenever it's patch 2.7, let me know. I got you, bro. The second we know anything new about patch 2.7, I'll either go live or I'll drop a new video. You already know how we roll. But it's like you can free roam in Gotham Knights. You can lose yourself in side missions. Like, you can do hours of just side missions and be fine with that. Like, you're looking for gear, you're looking for better suits, better better melee gear, better range gear and stuff like that. You're trying to unlock skins. You can solve crimes. You can. It's a ton of stuff to do in Gotham Knights that's just dope as it is, just based on how the game is designed. Could they have done more, with combat? Yes. Could they have pulled more from the Arkham games with combat? Yes. But for what we got, it's a dope game, and some of their weaknesses are strengths that Avengers have. So it's like two sides to the same coin. So it's like they both do great things. They just there are things both games could have done a lot better, and with more vision and better planning, both games could have done a lot better than what they did with the game overall. But Gotham Knights is off to a good start. I know a lot of the reviews have been kind of spotty. People giving them 4s and 3s and stuff like that. I think the game is much better than that. I wouldn't go as far as like a 8 or a 10, but it's a solid game for what it is. Like I said, I don't go into these games looking for like ridiculous standards to be met. So it's like if you felt like 60 FPS was a deal breaker, that's fair, I guess. I just don't. That's not something I hyper focus on when I'm checking out a new game. Pizza with the sub. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Now you making me hungry with that name. The combat in Gotham Knights is more like Marvel Spider-Man, which is fine. The combat is a good pace, but at 60 FPS, I would have said the combat is fast and fluid. Yeah, I think they wanted the combat to feel a little more grounded. So it's like, realistically, nobody's flipping around like that. Like, the combat in Arkham Knight and the Arkham series in general is like it can be fun, but it's like nobody's flipping around, bouncing from enemy to enemy, zipping up to the roof and stuff like that. Batman would be out of breath, slumped over in the corner after like 5 minutes of fighting like that. It's like nobody's doing that. Nobody can sustain that. That's not realistic. And it's like, with Arkham, they lean more into fun. Like, okay, well, this combat is fun, even though it's unrealistic. And with, Gotham Knights, they like, we want combat to be fun, but we also want to maintain a sense of realism. So it's like, yeah, your heroes aren't flipping all over the place speedily like they do on the Arkham games. And I think that's ultimately just a way to differentiate themselves from the Arkham games. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special streaming November 25th. I think that is right. I'll be checking that out. I don't know if you guys caught the Werewolf by Night special on Disney Plus, but that was dope. Like I said, I check out things to enjoy them. So it's like I'm looking forward to the new stuff coming, for Marvel's Avengers, because I really enjoy the game and I enjoy the content. But again, like I say, offering the criticism that they can do better and they should do better with marketing and branding and stuff like that is like that's fair. That's not me being negative. That's not you being negative. It's just an opinion. I feel like they can do better. It's fair for them to have their opinion. They're doing great. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. I can't alter that. I can't change that. I can't dictate to them that, hey, you need to do better or you should do better and things like that. If they think they're doing fine, if they think what they've been doing is working for them, I don't know the numbers behind the scenes. I don't know what their standard for what's working it actually is. So it's like, I don't know what their standard for good is behind the scenes. So it's like, they're doing fine. Apparently, the game is still going. The game isn't shut down. They're still planning more content and new content. So it's like, I trust the process, I guess. Every year people predict the game is dying, and then every year they surprise you. They pull out something and tell you like, hey, we still got content coming. They've been planning content, well beyond, this year for a while. So it's like, how long is it going to take them to get to that, that vision? We don't know. That's only time will tell. But, like I said, it's been dope so far. I've been enjoying what we've gotten from the game for the most part. I feel like this year was a lot slower in terms of what initial expectations were for the year coming into it. But, I understand that they made a strategic choice to kind of try to combat some of the problems with design and, just this, the game's core functions, to make it better long term than just riding it out, because they could have just came into this year and was like, all right, well, we'll focus on dropping heroes and content, and people would have been okay with that. But it's like a lot of the game's core functions and problems and flaws would still be in place, and it's like now they've gotten to a place where they can revisit heroes. They're reworking heroes, buffing them and things like that, making combat design better and stuff like that. So it's like it's a marathon. It's not a race. We in it for the long haul with this game. Ant-Man should come next year. We can say that. We don't know if that's in the plans. We don't know if they even have the resources to pull that off right now. So it's like, from what I've heard, the strategy behind the scenes is focusing on steadily building up to more and more unique heroes. So it's like they're doing what the team can. They're still hiring people for specific roles like boss design, enemy design, level design, things like that, so they can deliver more content. But that's a process. That's not an overnight thing. That's not going to be rapid success or anything like that. So it's like, I get it. I personally think Wasp is better. I think both of them are dope, and I think both of them would be great additions to the game. And like I said, that's the beauty of the game in general. Is like, no matter what hero they choose to bring to the game is going to be dope for the most part. So it's like, I get the idea of reusing assets from existing heroes and upcoming heroes is rubbing people the wrong way, but it's like, it's a video game, and depending on who the hero is like, it kind of makes sense in some regards. So it's like Bucky, he's a assassin slash special ops combatant. So it's like, it's only so many different ways he can fight. He's not a martial artist. He's not coming in doing like Bruce Lee techniques. He's not Iron Fist. He's not Daredevil. So he's not bringing in a new form of agility or anything like that. So it's like, him having a familiarity with Captain America and Black Widow's combat style as well as other people. It's like, I get it, bro. He's a well-rounded fighter who is he's just a regular dude at the end of the day. Like, it's we still don't even know if he's even a super soldier in this game. Like, he could probably just be enhanced, but not necessarily a super soldier. So it's like, again, we don't know many details about him. And again, he has trained with Captain America. He has trained in the Red Room. So it's like, to have shades of that combat in his kit, it's not a stretch. Should he be throwing around a shield? No. Should he be shooting widow bites out of his wrist? No. So I don't want to see the same heroics or anything like that. And they've already emphasized that he won't share heroics with anybody. So it's like, you got to give him some kind of wiggle room with stuff like that. It's like, I feel like people are just being like overly negative with just games in general. Like, I feel like we just rushing to hate on any game whenever we can. Like, we waiting on that first piece of negative news to jump on, and that's where we take it. We take it to the max on that. So it's like, the second the 30 FPS news came out about Gotham Knights, the people who were waiting to hate on the game, they jump right on it. And it's like, what are we looking to get out of gaming at this point? So it's like, yeah, the marketing team for this game can do better, but we can't make them give us news sooner. We can't make them do more than what they've done. And as you can see, you can go long stretches without getting news. Like, before September 15th, I think the last time we got news was back in August, I want to say. Was it the 26th? No. Yeah, I think the 26th was the day that the acquisition was officially confirmed to be finalized by Embrace. I think that's why that's sticking out. So yeah, before the September 15th, you got news on August 18th about 2.7 coming to the game. 2.6 and 2.7 was announced on August 18th, and it's like, that's your news update. They dropped a 2.5.2 update with minor fixes and things like that, with patch notes, and then they also gave you news about the Winter Soldier alongside Paul Tassi on Forbes article. So it's like they don't mind going long stretches without communicating. They've shown that. They've been showing us that consistently. Bucky been real quiet lately. Yeah, that man been leaving us hanging. But appreciate you coming through, Nikita. Appreciate you, Corey, and everybody else who's coming to the stream. Again, if you guys haven't already, make sure to drop a like on the video. We almost at 100 likes. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. And make sure you stick around later in the day. I'm going to be dropping a new video about what this year's Halloween skins could be, if we're getting one. If we're getting Halloween skins this year. Pretty sure we'll see something probably tomorrow, but just something to keep the conversation going. That's before I started covering news on Avengers, I started this channel just wanting to be a part of the conversation. So it's like speculating about things and things like that is like that's what I do. That's what I wanted to do. That's something I always will do with the game or about the game in general. So it's like if that's stuff you're interested in, then I appreciate you rocking with me all of this time. Avenger still has potential. Yeah, they just it's about executing at this point. We all about potential and patience and everything, but it's like at some point you got to start, you got to deliver. And it's like I think they understand that. I think they're really starting to understand that. And I'm hoping that in the future, the branding and marketing can start to capitalize on that a little more and do more in that department. Like really just building up hype about what's coming, being concise with the messaging about what's coming, stop being so hesitant about, announcing release dates. Like Gotham Knights announced their next content update before the game even released. So it's like we knew the game was coming on October 21st. And they were like, hey, we got in-game content coming out on November 29th. So it's like, have that kind of confidence. You got people double hyped before they even touch the game. And with the controversy, matter of fact, the controversy stuff dropped that same day. So it's like, at the start of the day, we was on a high because we got more content coming. And then later in the day, you got news that, it's only going to be locked at 30 FPS. And then it's like, now you got to juggle that and you got to deal with that stuff. So it's like, I get it. But it's like that kind of confidence with branding, that's strong and that sells a lot. That does a lot for your community's confidence in the future of the game. So not being willing to come out and be like, hey, this month, this time next month, you're gonna have this. That builds confidence, showing that we have confidence that we're gonna be here, that we're gonna be able to deliver content and stuff like that. That's what the roadmaps did. When you slap out a roadmap and you show that this is our content roadmap for the first half of the year. This is our content roadmap for the second half of the year. This is our final roadmap, for the remainder of the year. That lets people know, like, okay, we're going somewhere. This silence until we got something to say, and you won't know what our next move is until we say it. That breeds the fear of we might not have a next move. We don't know when our next move is coming. Like that doesn't scream confidence, and it's like that could very well be the case. They may not be confident about the game's future behind the scenes, but if you are confident, that kind of branding isn't conveying that. That's not being portrayed to your audience and to your fan base. And it's like confident. You can get a lot done with confidence. You can say some of the craziest stuff to people, but if you say it with confidence, they will take you seriously. And they will, give credence to what you're talking about, no matter how outlandish it is, no matter how crazy it is. If you say it with confidence, with a straight face, you can get a lot of stuff done. So it's like just more confidence in their branding would go a long way. And it's like I said, the skin reveals and stuff is dope. I get it. You can do better. You can do better with that is ultimately what I'm saying. This could have been bigger. Instead of just dropping a blog on Twitter and letting the word spread from there, I'm telling you, developer streams. Do a development stream announcement on your YouTube channel. Do a live stream from Twitch on the day that you want to promote news. and let that be your focus. Let that be your communication point. Because it's like with a game that's already struggling with a bad reputation, you have to do better marketing to make yourself stand out a little more. And it's like the only way you're going to get to that point is if you think outside the box and you do a little more than what your contemporaries are doing. Midnight Suns is generating hype for that game because they have to be on top of that marketing because they want to make sure their game is as big of a success as it can be day one. So the marketing is precise. Let's let people know Deadpool is coming. Why? Because we want them to be excited about not only the release of the game, but the future of the game. Because, hey, there's going to be DLC. Yes, people are excited about Winter Soldier, but, you can do more. You could do a little more. Is ultimately what I'm saying. And I know I said that like 52 times. For patrol mode, how big do you think the worlds will be? As big as the Wasteland is. Like the Wasteland currently is I believe their biggest map in the game. They have a few maps that would be great for patrol mode. It's just, what are we going to be doing in patrol? What is the patrol going to consist of? What are we going to run into mini bosses in the patrol? Are they going to be like actual villains in the patrol mode? Like, what are we doing? It's like, if we're just going to be running around fighting aim bots and aim mechs and things like that, it's like, what are we doing? Like I said, what I've heard is there is going to be a big villain attached to patrol mode, but Brian Wagner, the lead developer, he teased a couple months ago that they don't intend to reintroduce the same villain. So you're not going to be fighting Maestro. You're not going to be fighting Taskmaster in the patrol mode. They want to introduce new villains, and they want patrol mode to have a fresh feeling to it. So it's like I'm all about that. I think that's a great vision to have for that mode, but it also comes down to execution. So it's like, don't tell us we're not getting old villains, and then you introduce somebody like Crossbones and be like, oh well, he's new to this environment. You get what I'm saying? It's like, don't play semantics with us. Just dig deep, dig into the Marvel history, and pull out some cool villains. Pull out some cool mini villains. Like mini bosses, could just simply be low level villains. Like they don't have to be mechs. They don't have to be giant spiders and stuff like that. Actual villains, actual characters with personality, with backstories. Slap in a couple audio logs to flesh out their background or their introduction to the game and stuff like that. Little stuff like that, just to make this world feel lived in. I feel like that's something Gotham Knights nails. Like when you're running around on patrol and you see a civilian being beat up in the alley or something like that, and you hop down and intervene, and that person runs off saying, "Oh my God, thank you," and they get out of there. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I helped. I feel like I'm actually performing heroic, deeds and activities because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So, stopping a bank robbery, stopping crime in general is like that is providing the hero experience for players in a way that I don't feel like Avengers always does. Like in the campaign with like A-Day when you're saving people on a bridge, I feel like they do. Generic, nameless Inhumans who are just standing around doing the same, things over and over again is like, not really, not so much. I don't feel like I'm really saving the day. I don't feel like I'm saving anybody from AIM. I feel like AIM is just going through the motions. I feel like I'm going through the motions, and it's like, I feel like we could do a lot better than that if we really focused up and really tried. But again, I know it takes time. I don't know you. I got sent here by Jay Shock Blast. Did Jay give me a raid? If Jay raided me, I do not see it. I didn't get a notification for that. But shout out to Jay Shock Blast, my co-host for the After Show podcast that happens every Friday. What is it, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Myself, Sadat the Gamer, and Jay Shock Blast over on Sadat's channel. Drop a link for that right here. And C-Man with the sub, appreciate that. Let me drop a link for Jay. Check out both of these guys. Both of their channels, bro. Amazing supporters. Two of my friends in the community. I might be. I always forget my commands. Plus, I've been away for a while. Let me see if that worked. But yeah, it's like, how's my day been? It's been getting better. It's definitely been getting better. I I appreciate you guys with the support. Abstract. I'll catch you later, bro. Avengers biomes aren't large enough to have a diverse patrol mode. Probably rescuing humans, uh, hive targets, or a combination of those two. We'll see. We'll see. I'll stay tuned. What we doing in here? We chilling, bro. We talking about the next big update coming for Avengers, which is patch 2.7, which they announced back in August. They talked about 2.6 ahead of this release on September the 15th. And since then, we haven't had any major news coming from Avengers or Play Avengers in general. So it's like the day before they dropped the trailer, and that's been it. So it's like we heading into November. I think, let me see, when is the next Tuesday coming up? So yeah, November 2nd is next Tuesday. So it's like, if they're planning to hit the ground running in November, we could get news that Tuesday. So next Tuesday we could get news about 2.7 and hopefully 2.8 or anything like that, just to hit the ground running in November. If I was a part of the marketing team, that would be my strategy. That would be something I would be pushing for all this time. But with Avengers, like I said, we never really know. So it's like, it is what it is. What's good, Calvin? And what's good really now? Um, I gave the game a pass only due to lack of next gen graphics. Is it getting better? What game are you talking about? Avengers? It's doing okay. It's they're trying to get better with content releases. They got plans to introduce new heroes and new villains a lot more frequently going into next year. But as of yet, we're still waiting on that to actually take shape. So we gotta wait and see. Do you have a favorite hero in this game? In Avengers, right now it's the Hulk. Like for a long time it was Thor, but he's not hitting the way he used to. So I've moved on to the Hulk right now. But Black Panther has also gotten a great update from the hero buffs. So Black Panther is dope. Like I like everybody. Like the hero I play with the least was Kamala, and it's not because I don't like her. Like I enjoy her in the story. I enjoy her. I enjoy her as a character. I believe Sandra Side did an amazing job voicing her. I just personally, like, I've never gravitated towards the heroes with stretchy powers like Mr. Fantastic and people like that, or Plastic Man. It's like I'm just not a fan of that kind of gameplay. So it's like I can play with Kamala. I just don't often play with her. Like I used to use her. I used to replay the campaign as an excuse just to play with her, because it's like I can't really bring myself to play with her outside of the campaign, if that makes sense. What's the deal with those shipment skins they won't unlock? Which shipment skins? Are you talking about the main one, or are you talking about some of the other ones they offer as part of that package? Who's your favorite DC hero? That's tough. It's kind of like a toss up between Batman and Superman, depending on my day. Depending on my mood and all of that. So I don't know if you've had the chance, but have you seen the cut on the Jim Lee Nightwing? The cut. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I just think the heroes are a big flaw in the game. Like the character models is way off the comics and films, in my opinion. They got comic skins in the game, and they won for financial reasons. There's no way they would have been able to do movie models of those characters, because it's like that's the what is it? Not revenue. Royalties. The royalties alone would eat this game alive, and this game needs all the money it can get for itself, just to keep content coming out. So it's like I give them a pass for that, and they try to meet you in the middle by giving you MCU skins and things like that. So it's like you get the skin, and then you kind of let your imagination do the work, I guess. I'm at the haircut in in the back. A little bit. I paid attention to that a little bit, Dr. Shane. But the Jim Lee skins are my favorites for the most part. Like I love Red Hood's Year One outfit the most. That's probably my favorite for him. But for everybody else, Jim Lee, especially Robin. Robin has the best Jim Lee skin in the game. There are many skins you see in the lock section of outfits that say they are available in shipments, but you never see them in shipments. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they have to rotate them out for some reason. I think sometimes you may see it in a vendor. Like I said, it's weird. I'll try to pass that along to somebody on the development team and see what's going on with that and see what the plan is for that. And I'll get back to you with any info I can find out about that. At this point, what is the speculation of Bucky's release date? I'm sticking with end of November, so November 29th. I'm thinking is the day they go for, because it's like I know people feel like they're ducking and dodging like other games, but it's like it's no getting around it, bro. You got God of War coming, you got Midnight Suns coming up in December, you got the Knights dropping new content on the 29th of November, so it's like, bro, you got to go out there and play with the big kids. You can't dodge everybody. So you gotta go out there, and again, confidence. Go out there with confidence. Even with all these other games, have confidence that people are gonna want to play our game and want to come check out our update when we drop it. And I think they have that. I just think the reason we didn't get any news, between September and October is probably because they didn't get the sign off on it. They're probably still getting things signed off and crossed out. So that's just where we are with it, I guess. But they're doing what they can, as always. Can they do better? Yes. Do we want them to do better? Yes. But I'm willing to give them the time to figure things out and learn from mistakes and all of that stuff. Like I said, we don't get charged for this content. I was telling somebody that not too long ago. Like the content is free. Like Bucky is going to be free. MODOK is going to be free. The Omega level threat mission is going to be free. It's like you don't have to buy that stuff. So it's like I can't make strong demands for this game when you're not even charging me for the content. So it's like whenever you get it, that's when we get it. I guess I don't have to pay for it. If I got to pay for it, it's like all right, well, even then, it's like it's still at your discretion to pay for it. But it's like I'm not even being charged for it. So it's like I can't be that invested in what you got going on or dictate to you when you got something going on if I'm not even being charged for it. Which again, I feel like is something short sighted. Like that's not a great business model, for the game long term. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people appreciate that business model because hey, the game came out during the pandemic, so it's like funds are tight around the world, so anything free is big nowadays. So it's like, hey, I won't knock them for going free. I don't think that's the best business model for any game, but hey, apparently they're not suffering too bad behind that decision. So we'll see. Them being free is kind of looking like why they don't do it all that often. Just look at the story expansion. Yeah, like I said, I don't think they have the resources to do much. It's like look at what you see. Look at what you see from both the marketing and when you get content updates and things like that. It's like, they clearly can only do so much right now. So like Marvel is not cooperating with the game designers makes more sense then. It's not so much not cooperating on a lot of things. It's just you have to get things signed off on. So you got to get approvals and things like that. So anything new they want to do with the game, whether that's a skin, a character, a villain, all of that stuff has to go through Marvel. And Marvel has a whole team of people who have to sign off on that, get back to you, and then from there, that's when you can do the marketing and things like that. It's not as simple as, we want to do Kang the Conqueror. Let's get him in the game. If Marvel says no, then that's a wrap. And even then, it's like it may take Marvel a while to approve that because they got to run that up a chain at Marvel Gaming. So it's like it's not that simple. And again, I don't know how long it takes to get the ball rolling on all that stuff. And it's so many variables about that stuff we don't have any insight into. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but I think stuff like that is why you haven't seen much for Spider-Man in the game. I don't think they've been getting the clearance they wanted, and I honestly don't even think they've been pushing for clearance on Spider-Man like that because he's only on one platform, so it's like you can't. You're not even making as much money as you could, because only a third of the player base has access to him. So it's like I think Spider-Man is firmly on the back burner because stuff like that. There's also the issue of synergy. Still feel like we would have had Shoki back in March. It was like with the She-Hulk stuff. Like I said, it's a lot of speculation about it, but I don't know. I don't know, and I think word getting out about her, ahead of an official release, kind of turned them off to that idea, and I feel like they were still early enough in her production to be able to shift focus and go in a different direction, which is why you ultimately see Bucky coming along. But that there's other variables that play with that as well. So it's like we genuinely never know. But guys, I'm gonna wrap up here. I gotta take care of some stuff. But I should have my new video up. I want to say around 6. So check back. I'll as usual, I'll post the link and everything. I'll promote it on the community tab and all of that stuff. But a new video will be dropping later today, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Marvel's Avengers, more Gotham Knights, and all of that good stuff. Appreciate you guys hanging out as always. Appreciate you guys coming through. If you haven't already, make sure to slap a like. If you want to support the channel even further, check out my partner AIM Controllers, where they have a lot of dope controllers that you can customize for yourself on both Xbox and PlayStation. If you go with PlayStation, you get that a lot sooner. The link is in the chat and in the description, and using my code will get you 10% off your purchase. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will catch you in the next one.